Hi there, I'm Ben from Tunessence. Today I'm going to show you how to position a guitar. Now the most important thing is to find a relaxed, comfortable sitting position because you're going to be sitting like this a lot while you're practicing. So I like to use a padded chair that doesn't have any arms on it. That way your guitar is not bumping against the chair. Put both your feet flat on the floor and then make sure that your back is nice and straight, but you want it to be relaxed too. Now once you've found a comfortable sitting position, then we can add the guitar. So start by putting the guitar on your right leg. The curved part right here on your guitar should just sit right on your right thigh. Now your right arm is what's going to hold the guitar in place. If you take the sort of the middle of your forearm, that's what's going to sit on the top of the guitar. So you don't want your elbow in front and you don't want it behind. The middle of your forearm will sort of sit right on this top ridge of the guitar, and that's what's going to hold the body of the guitar in place. Your right hand, should come down here on an acoustic guitar right near the sound hole. On an electric guitar, it's going to be a little bit different, mostly just because the body of the guitar is so much smaller. So with an electric guitar, it's still on your right leg, but my hand's going to come down between the pickups instead of, there's no sound hole on the electric. So my hand comes down near the pickups. And my right arm is about the same, still my forearm that's sitting right on top of the guitar. Okay, let's take a closer look at the right hand playing position. As you can see, my right forearm is sitting on top of the guitar, and this puts my right hand sort of right down in front of the sound hole, a little bit to the right if you're looking down at your own guitar. So this is toward the bridge. So not so much up here, but about right here. And the most important thing to look out for with your right hand is actually your wrist. You don't want any sharp angles either way in your wrist. So don't let your hand touch the guitar. If you rest it on the guitar like this, puts your wrist up at a sharp angle that way. And you don't want it too far out this way because then you get a sharp angle in the other direction. So basically a straight wrist, not tense, still relaxed, but basically straight. And that should put your hand right above the strings right here. Now as far as your fingers go, if you're going to play with your fingers, you want your thumb sticking out just a little bit. That'll help you find the right angle for your hand. You don't want your thumb inside and your fingers out like that. See how my thumb is inside? So you want your thumb out a little bit so your hand is actually turned just slightly like this. And that's your basic starting position for your right hand. Let's take a closer look now at the left hand playing position. So the first thing to take a look at is where your thumb goes. A lot of people will have a tendency to put their thumb over the top, sort of hook it over the top of the guitar and hang it there. We'll use the thumb in specific situations to like mute the bottom string, or sometimes we even play the bottom string with our thumb. But generally, you actually want your thumb in the back. It's still pointed up toward the ceiling, so you don't want it to the side and the back like this. Pointed straight up, but keep it basically in the back unless we need it for something specific. And then with your fingers, you want to play with the very tips of your fingers and keeping your fingers rounded. The best place to press down is right behind the fret. So not right on it, not way over here, but right behind the fret with the tip of your finger. And just like with the right hand, you want to avoid any sharp angles in your wrist. This is actually more of a problem generally for the left hand than for the right hand, especially since your left hand is often working quite a bit harder. So part of the reason we don't put our thumb over the top is, look what it does to my wrist. It sort of makes it go up like that, right? And you don't want it around too far like this, which is a danger if you wear your guitar a little too low. You have to reach around like that, and that puts my wrist at a sharp angle the other way. So your left wrist should basically be straight. It's going to move a little bit depending on what you're playing. So sometimes, especially in this lower position, I have to sort of make a little bit of an angle. But as soon as I'm done reaching down here, I'm going to come right back to a straight wrist. Okay, so I want to go over another type of playing position you can use. This is what's known as the classical playing position. So I'll grab my classical guitar. Now, you can actually use this playing position for any guitar if it's more comfortable, whether it's electric or steel string acoustic. But I'll show you on just a regular classical guitar first. So, just like with the other playing position, you want to start by just getting comfortable in whatever chair you're using, keeping your back straight. But instead of putting the guitar on the right leg like we did before, for the classical playing position, we're going to put it on the left leg. Now, that's a little awkward down here. It's a little far away from my hands. So what you typically do is you use a footstool. And you can get these at any guitar store or music store. It's just a little pedal with legs. So that goes to the left and puts your left leg maybe 6 inches or so off the ground. So then your guitar can rest on top of your left leg. So in a lot of ways this is actually more comfortable for the left hand. It's way easier to keep my wrist straight, and the guitar is closer up to me than when we put it down here. There's a lot of distance between me and the fretboard, and sometimes it's actually hard to see. So the classical playing position brings the fretboard up closer to where I can see it, and I can keep my left hand straight that way. The downside of doing it this way is that now my legs are at different heights, and that can sort of hurt your back if you sit in this position for too long. So some other options, you can also buy a pad that sits on your left leg, so you can keep it on the ground, and then your guitar sits on top of that. It's sort of like a little cushion that fits right here. Or another option is to use a guitar strap. You can get little Velcro additions to put on your guitar that a strap connects to. So that way you can keep the guitar at about this height, and you can keep both feet on the floor. You can even stand up and move around if you want to. I think it's a good idea with any guitar playing position to sort of experiment a little bit. If you sit in any position for too long, it's going to start to hurt, just because you're sitting in the same position, and it's common to build up some tension here and there. So to help keep that from happening, just move around a little bit. You know, try the basic playing position, try the classical playing position, use a strap, get up, move around, or just take breaks. When you're first starting guitar, it's going to feel awkward no matter what you do. So try following these guidelines just to get started, and keep an eye out for any tension you feel in your body. You want to try to stay relaxed while you're playing. Alright, I hope that helps you get started, and check back here for more guitar videos at Tunessence.